Veronica Mars, I'm watching you. Private eyes.
Hello and welcome to your podcast, Veronica Mars. I'm Joe.
And I'm Travis.
And today we are bringing you Season 1, Episode 13, Lord of the Bling.
So this would be the perfect definition of a filler episode.
Yeah.
I think I would be more, I wouldn't be as hard on if it was earlier in the season. But
it's just right in the middle of, you have Clash of the Tritons and then Mars vs. Mars. And
yeah, and we just had a lot of...
What episodes to be sandwiched between?
Well, we just had, a big episode with Lynn killing herself.
Yeah.
And this is kind of how we follow it up. Watching the previously on for this episode, it got me super psyched. And I'm like, oh, wait, no, they barely address any of that. I think this episode should have focused a lot more on the Lynn Eccles funeral and, kind of the fallout between Aaron and Logan. But instead, we're focused on these characters that we will never see or hear again. And they just take up so much of the episode. And
the one vehicle they did serve, which was for the flashbacks with Lilly, and we'll get more into that, but I mean, I feel we could have gotten that maybe through Logan in the episode. No, not even that. I don't know, but that was the one bright spot of that storyline, is that at least we got some extra Lilly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they were unable to get Lynn back, but I would have loved some flashbacks of Logan and his mom.
Oh, yeah.
And even just Aaron and Logan, and get more of that relationship. And I would have loved more Lilly in the flashbacks, her interacting with Aaron, because I think that would have helped. Yeah, I think that would have helped sell it later on in the season.
I was just gonna say, wow, and to have it, if they would have done it in this episode, would have been even better, because no one would really go back and try to look at Lord of the Bling to figure out who killed Lilly.
Find clues, right?
Yeah, so that would have been really cool just to see a flashback scene in this episode of that.
Yeah, but it is nice to see Lilly in the school setting, because I think we talked about it earlier, how Lily's never really interacting with anyone, and
if
this
it is,
episode she's interacting with Dick, which is a different character.
Yeah, I was very stoked about that when that scene came across, because honestly, this isn't one of my most rewatched episodes. So it was nice to rewatch it, because there were some things I forgot that I did like out of it. I didn't hate anything about it. I was just, it's sandwiched between two juggernauts of episodes. I feel bad for it. It could have thrived at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it really could have. This is definitely a an early season episode. And I mean, we're only what did you say, 12 episodes in? So
yeah.
13. So it's not even we're at it's not like this is episode 22.
But the momentum it just starts to gain, starting with episode 14.
Because for having so much Lilly in it, it doesn't address her murder at all.
Yeah, it's nice to just see her be a normal teenager.
Well, and we also get to kind of see her more as the head bitch in charge, especially when she's near the end of the episode, when she's coming to pick up Veronica.
Oh, okay. So I was gonna save this for later, but since you've already brought it up, is the girl in the back seat behind the driver's seat supposed to be Caitlin Ford?
That's okay. I think that every single time it looks so much like Paris Hilton,
because they have the big sunglasses, which of course were in style at the time, but it felt like that's great. That is
when
great.
I remember when I watched this episode, the first way back when it first aired, and then the repeating watching it, I'm like, did they get Paris Hilton to come back for that? And in my head, I'm like, they must have, because this is Veronica Mars. But thinking about it now, I'm like, no way they can afford Paris Hilton for
how would she say
unspoken cameo. But I always think it's Caitlin too, because it looks so much like her.
Okay, good.
So in my headcanon, it's Caitlin Ford.
Me too. Same.
Because also, Paris Hilton would never agree to sit in a back seat, so...
Oh, no. Like, not for Veronica.
No.
Like, could you imagine Veronica calling shotgun and Paris Hilton just, like, shoving her? No. Well, actually, she would ride in the back seat because she has drivers. Like, I feel like...
yeah.
We'll just cut that out. Maybe not. We don't have a lot of episode.
We don't have a lot of episode. This is either going to be a really short episode or a really long episode. We haven't decided yet.
Well, we have a time limit, so...
Well, considering we pretty much talked about the bulk of the stuff I like to talk about, we're pretty much six minutes in.
Okay, so let's see. Let's go to the iTunes description so we can get this kicked off. All right, so iTunes tells us, after being hired by hip-hop heavyweight Percy Bone Hamilton to find his kidnapped daughter, Veronica and Keith looked to the music mogul's long list of enemies and family members and the girl's Neptune High social circle for clues to her whereabouts. Meanwhile, following his mother's apparent suicide, Logan cynically endures the effusive displays of grief by his father, Aaron, as they prepare for the memorial ceremony. It does its job.
Well, it's a pretty...
I understand what the episode's about.
Simple episodes. They pretty much hit all the marks. There's not much else to talk about.
Yeah, like outside of, and you get to see Lilly in some other manner than you're accustomed to.
She's wearing, like, pants in this episode.
So I guess we'll talk about the main storyline with Yolanda first.
If we must.
I know. I just, like, most of my notes is just, like, toxic masculinity strikes again. There's... Which I get, that's, like, the point of trying to whatever, but that's like, the bulk of my notes. I'm gonna be honest.
The majority of this episode feels like a group of white writers tried to write this black thug character, and it just comes off very much like that. And I like to believe that Wallace said his own lines and tried to put some
Percy's
color
like,
into the script.
Hold on, I'm just gonna rewrite this one and this one. No one says "Yo, what up, dog?" You guys.
Yeah.
No one.
Because it just
no one does that.
Feels very tame for, like, who he's supposed to be. It's very much like...
Well, also, like, network TV. They can only
still,
do...
they could have upped it. Like, Empire's pretty risky and it's network TV.
And that's also 15 years later.
Okay, whatever.
It's okay.
It was just very much... It was not painful to... No, it's painful to watch. This episode's painful to watch.
Wait, are you talking about, like, any of Dimebag scenes or any of Bones? Oh, okay.
All of it. Like,
okay.
I, most part, skip this episode because, like, I mean, there's stuff I enjoy. I like when Veronica, like, jumps in as, like, I'm your courtesy host, and...
Oh, that's a really good part.
Like, that's a great Veronica, and it's very Kristen Bell. But if I was the girl working at the front desk, and she's like, the new help are just so, like, whatever, I would be like, fuck you, bitch.
Do you even work here? No, give me that fucking clipboard.
Yeah.
But, like, also, you could tell that, like, that lady was just like, oh, thank you. I'm so scared. Thank you.
Yeah. This is very true.
Okay, now we're, like, getting out of order. Let's just... Although...
I'm sorry. Did you have a lot to talk about for this episode?
No, shut up. I do like the opening scene, like after Bryce comes up and tells him that Yolanda's missing, and then it goes to Veronica and Wallace at
that seems
Mars
amazing.
Investigations.
And then Veronica's like intoxicated by Wallace's hair.
Oh my god. Although
resisting the urge to touch it.
That, I wonder if they had it written that Veronica does touch it, and Percy's like, no, what? No, what? Because
I kind of hope it was improvised because it feels very just like two friends.
Yes, it felt
blowing, like
so natural.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I loved it.
Because he looks good with his new hairdo.
He does.
I think he keeps it for the rest of the season, if I recall.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so. And then, like, I really like the line with Wallace asking Veronica, did she really leave a note on a BlackBerry? She's like, yeah, talk about postmodern. It's such a... I love when they throw in darker lines in there.
Yeah.
And they had one in Clash of the Tritons. I can't remember now what it was because I'm editing it right now, but with Duncan's blackouts. And she's like, great, you can laugh about this blackout, Duncan.
Oh, yeah.
I like that it's not a lot, but you get one here or there throughout. Like, each episode gets one little dark humor.
It gets one little bit and then wait till season 4. But that's a different story.
Oh, we're not talking about that. Oh, and we get, of course, like, the infamous Veronica saying, we used to be friends a long time ago.
That's so stupid, but so amazing.
I know, right? It's like cheesy, but good cheesy.
It only works as then it like hard cuts right to the opening credits.
I just appreciate that they got it out of the way.
Yeah. There's this thing on Family Guy that I always find really funny when he's watching, like, he's in a movie theater and it's like the moment when they say the title of the movie in the theater,
yeah.
and it's like Superman 4, A Quest for Hope. And then for some reason when she says the opening lines, I'm like, haha, she said it. every single time I get a stupid giggle because it's so stupid, but I love it because it's so... Kristen Bell says it with like such seriousness, like, we used to be friends a long time ago, and just like this deadpan, like the most serious thing in the world, and then like jump cut to like the fucking opening credits.
It's enjoyable.
It is.
Oh, but
it really is.
Also, I enjoy when Keith comes in that scene and Veronica's like mothering him the whole time. Oh, yeah. And he's like, you can just mind your business. Like, can you stop harassing me?
Remember, next time you're, picking up drunk bail jumpers, lift with your
legs.
Back, not your leg, or whatever.
Lift with your legs, not your back. Jesus Christ.
In Canada, it's reversed.
Oh.
Because we have free healthcare. So we're not as concerned with our backs as you guys are.
Oh, you're a horrible person.
Well, talking about Keith, I really enjoyed the Keith and Veronica like on patrol together.
Yes.
I'm trying not to say any quotes because I have so few quotes, but I'll say this one, and if it's one of yours, we can get rid of it. But when she grabs the keys and he's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "You're on pain meds. You're not allowed to drive heavy machinery. A car is heavy." Because she talks to him like a child, which I really appreciate.
She's like, Veronica Mars?
Yeah.
You're on painkillers. It's a good one. It's more the delivery than anything. And it's one of the other highlights of the episode besides like the Lilly and some of the Logan stuff is definitely the Keith and Veronica buddy cop. Not even buddy cop, but like
very often. Like we saw it a couple. When did we see it last? When she was like, when they're at the hotel the first time, and I'm pregnant, or whatever episode that was. Oh, that was the Paris Hilton episode. That was episode 2.
Yeah. But I feel like they've teamed up again between now.
But they never get like a full episode teamed up together. Like this is really nice.
True. Yeah.
Because they're usually fighting or they're doing different things for the case.
I love when he's just like tells her to stay in the car, and of course she does it.
And what are those?
Clues?
What's this?
Clues. Valet stubs. I figure even kidnappers have to park. I know. Stay in the car.
Like the whole delivery of it is fucking hilarious. I figure even kidnappers have to park. And stay in the car.
And he just has this look, but it's like What do you expect, Keith? You brought this on yourself.
Right, you know what she's gonna do. You should have put the child safety locks on before you left.
I know. Right. You should have never let Veronica get her license.
Oh my god.
You gone fucked up, Keith.
Okay, so we'll keep on with the Keith and Veronica stuff, and we can go back to them at the hotel, trying to bug Dimebag.
Mm-hmm.
And when she's up there being the hospitality hostess or what have you, and she's just like, is that Cristal? Yeah, he's just like,
You're damn straight, Melinda.
it's just such a great, it's so fucking hilarious.
They got some really good guest like day players for like the gang members. They all did really well.
Yeah, they were all, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I'm like,
And
are you
then-
gonna disagree with that?
No. Did it sound like I was?
Because you had this weird pause, like, no, Travis, they are all awful.
Actually, I just fast forwarded through their scenes because I couldn't stand the acting.
Ugh.
No, what I was pausing at is the next scene, when Veronica comes back and they're listening in through the radio, and they talk about like that scrawny little blonde girl or whatever, and then Veronica gets so upset. I'm not scrawny. I'm not.
I really enjoy when he plugs in like his thing, and she's like, "Let me just fix that for you," and changes what
Right.
frequency it's on.
Like, what? You have it on the wrong one, Dad. Like, what are you doing?
They have this weird focus on this father and son, like Bone and his son, and like him never being good enough, and like Bone calls him Urkel and soft and all that, and then he's trying to prove himself. But then right beside it, we have the storyline of Logan and his dad, which is 1,000% more interesting. I'm like, why would we not focus more into that and like go deeper into their relationship? Because we get like very little of them for an episode being about Lynn's funeral.
Yeah.
And like push more into that. I would have loved flashbacks, or I don't know. I think this would have been a good episode to have Trina come back, but I understand them want to like have this reveal like in
Right.
Risky Business, or Rusky Business. or
Rusky
whatever it is.
Business.
Yeah.
I got you though. I got what you're saying. Okay, let's power through the Bone stuff real quick then, so we could actually talk about like the really good stuff, which is the Logan
I
stuff.
enjoyed the reveal. I like that the rubber duckies, and then
Yeah.
I love when Veronica's like, "Get your ducks in a row, Dad."
It was a fun way to figure out the case. Like I
love that it
wasn't
was
I wasn't
rubber ducks.
expecting
It could have been anything, but these stupid rubber ducks. And then Bone's son just sees all these ducks come out. But when it's like raining, like the set with the rain, it was clearly fake rain, because like it wasn't raining like in the background. It was just raining in the foreground. And as someone who lives in Vancouver where it rains nonstop, I know what rain looks like.
Shut up.
And in maybe Southern California, they have like rain.
It's
like,
hard
maybe
to
it just
rain.
rains
Pockets.
over certain yeah.
No,
it's
it
like-
does. Have you not ever like it does that here in Denver? Like, well,
like-
it'll like I'll look down the street and it'll be like dry, but like I'm getting like downpour
Yeah,
on, and I'm like, what
but
the fuck?
it won't be just like right, like the same street will have not rain on it.
Yes,
I don't know. It looked
but
very much
I don't
like
think
fake
that's
rain.
what they were probably going for. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, it is possible.
It just looked like fake rain, and it super bugged me. And because it was so much rain, but also not enough. It was just a lot going on. And anyway, that was my one big like someone who's very familiar with rain.
And then I guess we'll talk about the Lily stuff too, since that's kind of intertwined with this story.
Yeah.
So, is this like timeline wise? This is like what, maybe a couple weeks before she dies? Maybe? Because this is what Logan was talking about in the last episode about Veronica telling Lily about him kissing
Yeah.
Yolanda. And like I don't I guess, I mean, it probably could be a couple months, but I don't think it is like timeline-wise.
It's hard to tell. I think it's just before she dies.
Yeah, like I was thinking, like, not like the next day, but...
No. That's why it would have been really interesting if we had, like, some Aaron and Lilly flashbacks.
It would have. It really would have. It would have been a fun thing to see.
But that's always like what hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like we say that a lot. I don't want to ever.
I would like to know when they knew Aaron was the killer. Because if they didn't know yet, this makes sense.
Right. And even like I wouldn't think less of it to have them wait to figure out who the killer is. Like,
yeah.
I'm okay with them, like, kind of seeing how the story goes along. Like, having, like, it's going to be one of these 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
Let's see where the story kind of takes us and what beats we want to hit more. So, or maybe it could have just been, like, randomly Aaron. They're like, you know what really works here? Aaron.
I think they knew by at least a couple episodes before the finale. Because they set it up somewhat.
As they're riding a trip to the dentist. Actually, how about...
Madison was too obvious.
Right? Oh. Ooh. That would have been... What a twist!
Yeah, this is how it should have happened. Lilly was sleeping with Dick, and Madison was just super pissed off. Came over to her house and fucking just whacked her with an ashtray.
Beat the shit out of her with an ashtray.
Though, Madison would never get her hands dirty.
Right? She would have had Dick do it.
She goes up to her dad, if you really love me, you'll have this bitch murdered. Toodles. Happy birthday to me.
Oh, that's such... Oh, God. How do we always end up talking about Madison? Was she even in this episode?
No. Oh. She was not.
No, she was. I know I would have written it down if she was. So, that would have been a good thing to see. Like, Lilly and Madison.
We've talked about this so many times.
Oh, I know.
There was a flashback episode. This should have been the flashback episode. They had Amanda Seyfried in the school.
She was there.
She was there. They had Ryan Hansen. Like, I love Amanda Norrit, but I'm pretty sure they could have got her on.
They could have.
Like,
I mean...
We haven't introduced Leighton Meester yet, but they could have brought her in too.
One more episode away. So, one thing that kind of bugs me about the flashbacks in this episode is something that kind of shines a spotlight on is when they're all...
wig?
I have tried to retire this.
Well, no, she had this weird like curl going on in this wave in the back of her hair, but the rest of her hair was straight. It was a very weird choice on the.
It's because when she was sitting in the car, it like.
And also, I'm not a fan of Lilly and pigtails. For some reason, they didn't dress her very well in this episode.
No, there wasn't a standout. Usually, if for the fashion part, if Lily's in the episode, there's usually a positive one, and there was
like she had no great poncho or anything this episode.
Oh my god, that was such an epic poncho. But when they're all having lunch together, like all the 09ers, Lilly is the only senior at that table.
Yes. Well, like, technically,
kind of weird, right? Or junior, whatever. Like, 'cause it took place a year before. But everyone else is.
Well, Yolanda and her are the same age, so technically.
Are you really?
Because Veronica says she's a senior in my school.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just something weird. Like you have this upperclassman.
It is weird. And we talked about this kind of before. How I think you brought it up because I talked about it with my roommate yesterday when we were talking about Duncan and Lilly. That they should have been twins.
Yes.
Jinx.
Yeah, twinsies.
They should have been twins because it would have made more sense for their relationship.
Oh, that would have been so cool. I think if Rob Thomas got like the he was able to do the Twin Peaksy type original thing he wanted to do, I think they would have been twins.
I don't see why they couldn't have been twins.
It was probably a network note, honestly.
But that makes no sense.
I don't know. Networks are weird.
Yeah.
It feels like they were writing them as twins, but like
well,
something
I feel like
stepped
they never
in.
address it. Like I feel like all of season 1, it's never really established that she's not their age. It's not really established till season 2 in Veronica's a Dream.
Yeah, when
because
she's already graduated in college.
And I always feel like maybe it's different. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. We don't have homecoming in Canada, but I always just feel like you go with your age. But it's not like prom, is it? Or do only certain years get to go to homecoming?
I believe everyone got to go to homecoming. Okay. I never went. I was a gay.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I've heard your stories before about your sad no prom.
Listen, I'm fine with it. It was whatever. I'm not gonna dredge that up. But however, since we're already talking about
we have like 30 minutes to fill, so if you need to talk about your sad gay high school experience, now's the time, Joe.
No one wants. No. What else about? But okay, so Yolanda was in the wrong, right? Like Lily was in the right?
I think Lily was just being extra Lily.
Yeah, like I don't think she really cared. That because we've already established that Lily does not care about.
So this is also the problem. Lily was sleeping around with quite a few dudes at this point because we have Weevil and Aaron that we know about, and I'm pretty sure I want to throw Sheriff Lamb in there as well, just for good measure.
Oh,
because good for her.
Lily's the real role model of the show. Like, honestly, if I could have had... Damn, an icon. Lilly Kane is an icon.
I need a Lilly Kane prequel animated series.
Oh my god. That would be so good.
Every episode, she's just sleeping with someone else. Does Hulu do animated series?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they have any original. I think they have an original. I think they have some original.
Because Netflix has a lot of original animated series. So Hulu... The Lilly Kane Sex Files. It's right there. I just wrote it for you. Every episode's a different
Although
guy.
I don't know how well it's going to go over a show about a 16-year-old just like
sleeping with adults.
Yes. I mean, they have that Euphoria on HBO. It would have to be like.
That's why it's animated. Joe.
Oh God, no. We're not doing.
And I'm pretty sure Amanda Seyfried would be more than happy to come back and voice Lilly Kane.
Oh my god!
And then you can have Aaron Samuels come back, and I don't know what other male characters like Dick. She's obviously slept with Dick, and probably Big Dick. Probably not Beaver because she has standards.
Do you think she slept with Mr. Rooks?
No, he's too short for her. She likes tall guys. It's true. I bet she, I bet she gave Sax like a pity sleep.
Oh, there's nothing pity about sleeping with Sax. He's.
I know.
He cares about. He'll make sure you're taken care of.
He's a gentle lover. Because Lamb will use and abuse, and then Sax will be like, "Let's cuddle." Sax will be the small spoon.
But I also feel like, if you wanted him to be a little aggressive, he would comply. Like, Sax just feels like he's there for you. No,
he would be like, his dirty talk would be like, "You dirty bitch."
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
You, harlot.
Ooh.
Where's your scarlet letter, you hoe?
Oh god, Sax would never say hoe. No, oh god, I like to think of that as headcanon for Lily because I think it just I love her, and this would have been a great episode to see more.
It was such a weird wasted opportunity. I don't know if it was like a network note where like, hey, we're gonna have this actor come in, do something for him.
Okay. I do not care for Anthony Anderson as well. That really does not help this. Like, if Blackish could just be about Tracy Ellis Ross, that would be great.
Are you gonna watch the spinoff?
Which one?
With her as a kid?
It depends on if Tracy Ellis Ross is like I mean, I'll give it a go, obviously.
I feel like she's gonna be the narrator, kind of like how Young Sheldon has him as a narrator.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Oh, Young Sheldon's surprisingly good, considering I hate.
Okay, wow, these are God. Oh, God damn it. Anyway, Blackish would be better without Anthony Anderson. But Tracy Ellis Ross is amazing, and I wish. Why couldn't we have got her as
one
Bone?
of my favorite shows. I love it. It gets no love. Girlfriends forever.
Maybe that'll be our next podcast.
Your girlfriend podcast. Your podcast girlfriends.
Yes. Okay, let's get back on. We need to talk about this goddamn show.
I don't want to talk about this episode. I'm having more fun talking about Lily's sex life and where Madison is in this episode, okay?
It's true, though.
Like, the episode description for this episode will be stuff happens, Lily sleeps around town.
Yes. She's who I wanted to be in high school.
She's who we all wanted to be in high school.
Right? Okay, I think that's it for that stuff. So let's talk
let's
talk about the good stuff. Let's talk about Logan.
I wouldn't really call this the good stuff. It was the better stuff.
This is how is this not the good stuff? I know how it's not the good place because this is Veronica Mars, but how is this not the good stuff?
So I really enjoyed when Aaron was talking about, remember that time we went to the zoo and your mom dressed up as a mermaid and she was like so angry, but she stayed the mermaid all day. And then Logan's like, yeah, and then you beat the shit out of me that night.
Right? And then like Aaron full on gaslights him.
Yeah.
It's
Which I also believe
telling.
Logan purposely spilt the milkshake.
I don't know. I think...
I mean, I wasn't there. It was definitely a he said.
Oh my God, shut up!
We'll never know the truth.
Such an idiot. No. So if we didn't just have like Clash of the Tritons, I feel like him pushing his father only happened once Lily died. Like, I think anything beforehand was definitely not him being a little asshole of a kid. I think that more. Although I don't know, he's been known to be a bit of an asshole, but that I just want to know the timeline of Logan's assholishness in nature. But I like to think in my own headcanon is that he was such a nicer boy before Lily died.
I don't think so.
I don't either.
Because he says some really
not
great stuff in the flashback.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah.
I don't know.
Either way.
I don't think he was as reckless.
I don't think he spilled
Lily
that
died.
milkshake in the Beamer on purpose.
Yeah, he wanted to bring all the boys to his yard. I like where he's going around the funeral or memorial service or whatever it is, because I guess there's no body.
Oh,
yeah. And he's just like thanking everyone for being there.
Oh, yeah.
Again, it would have been really nice to see Jake and Celeste there, but I understand you can only afford so many actors, and there's no point of having them for like a second.
Right. Yeah. But
it would have
been the
cool
better
to
thing to focus on. Yeah.
See more people from like an Eccles Family Christmas brought back for this, since they're all Lynn's friends.
Ooh, like the stalker. It's just like, yes, finally.
You just had that
my
chick
time
with
has
the
come.
olives in the
Oh,
back,
God!
just, like sucking the olives in an all black
No,
dress,
no.
just like,
No,
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Oh, God, she was the worst. Don't bring her back. Ugh.
She is the MVP of the series.
I'm still skeeved out. Like that poor Olive. It didn't deserve it. Oh, going back to the scene where Aaron was remembering the day at the zoo or whatever, and then he brings up. Oh, he asks if Logan's heard from Trina or whatever.
Trina.
Trina. And Logan goes on. Like, I like the whole, she sent a telegram, heartbroken, stop, can't make it, stop. Like, that whole, it was it was sad. Like,
because Logan has no one, and then Duncan
No.
tries to like comfort him, and Logan's a dick about it. But
when
This
was
is-
Logan a dick?
well, Duncan comes in and is like, "Hey, this is your mom's funeral. Maybe you shouldn't be playing video games." And
But
then
Logan's right. It is all for Aaron. Like, this is all for
Yeah.
show.
But like, then maybe be a man about it and be like, "Hey, Duncan, can we talk, bro to bro?"
No one's gonna talk about their feelings.
It's true. But I like the revelation where Logan's convinced his mom's alive, because I'm still convinced Lynn's alive, and it's been 15 years.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Yeah.
She's some, like, I don't know.
She's on the beaches of Australia and just bumps into Duncan.
I-
Duncan? Mrs. Eccles? You want to meet my daughter, Lily?
Oh, that would be amazing. But I
Yeah,
think
and-
she's some, like, international secret spy.
Well, no. And then she's like, "Did you hear about Aaron?" He's like, "Yeah, I did." I heard real good about Aaron.
That would be cute.
That'd be a nice spin-off. It'd be like Sex in the City, but like in Australia.
Oh my god, Sex in the City, but with spies. Because she
Okay.
recruits Duncan into it. But I guess if it's
Oh.
been like, if we're doing it now, it's been like 16, or what, the daughter would be, what, 14, 15? So like,
Yeah.
she
They
could
put
be
her in the-
introduced into it.
They put her in the Red Room. She's the next Black Widow.
Instead of Russia, it's wait, no, what would be the Australian equivalent of like a red room? Because this all take place in like a Russian,
It would be like the
a yellow room.
No,
Something
it would
sunshiny
be
and happy.
The Vegemite room.
Ah, gross. That's just mean to Australians. How dare you? They're an amazing, amazing people.
It'd be the boomerang room, and your secret weapon's a fucking boomerang.
I
I'm
hate
sorry.
that I instantly thought of an Instagram boomerang. Like, I don't even know why.
And then Logan shows up at Veronica's door, the first of many Logans showing up to Veronica's door, and he asks her to help him find his mom, and she's like, "Dude, what the fuck?" I think Veronica, these last couple episodes have been such great, like, before binging was binging, because they all like end on a cliffhanger, except for Silence of the Lamb, but because that is out of order, but the rest of them all kind of like live and breathe together, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
Netflix. I'm
I
sorry,
like-
it's very Hulu. It's very Hulu.
Wrong streaming service. No, it is. It's a nice. It's continuity, not continuity, but like it's that level of continuity that you've grown to expect from the first. You're only on episode 13. You already expect this of the show.
Well, you didn't
Like,
see
it's
this a
that
lot
good.
on TV shows, especially network TV shows back in 2004, where they were not all fully standalone. And I think that's really what bit Veronica Mars in the ass at the end of the day. But I'm glad Rob Thomas kind of put his foot down and is like, this is what the show should be.
Yeah.
Because, like, you never saw that. Even, like, other more serialized cult shows still felt very week to week. Like Buffy, for instance, almost never ended on a cliffhanger. Unless it was a two-parter.
Right. Yeah. They were all pretty contained episodes, even if
Yeah.
plot went to the next.
Yeah.
It still felt self-contained. Before actually we exit out of that, I really like Logan and the agent Harv, when he's trying
Oh,
to get
yeah.
Aaron to sign on for another picture. I liked Logan's like attack of him on it. It was a really good scene, and Aaron quit acting. He's gonna be a man of the world.
I really like Aaron as a character. Like, I hate saying I like Aaron as a character because he's such an awful person. But he
Yeah.
just feels so much like an actual
Hollywood actor.
Hollywood act. Like, yeah, they kind of set him up so well because I feel like, he's definitely like, I'm gonna retire. I can't do this. I lost my wife. And then a couple episodes later, he's like, I just need the perfect role to come back for my big debut. And it's like, it's been not even a year yet, but it's been like 2 weeks. So I really appreciate that. They did in a very short time, they've made Aaron, but that's most of their characters who get very little to do, still feel very fleshed and full.
Yeah, it never felt like they were trying to push like Aaron like at you. They only used him when needed.
Yeah.
And they did it well.
Yeah.
Like they didn't make him nothing with him was filler. Like everything he did proved a point.
I agree. I agree.
Any other thoughts on
God no. God, no. I'm sorry. Like this
it's not a bad episode. It's just nothing really to discuss in it. Is the problem. There's a little bit.
Especially since so before we recorded this, the last episode we recorded was our season 4 like reaction, and I had so much fun recording that because we had so much to talk about.
Yeah,
and then
too much to talk about at like no time.
Yeah, and even the like Clash of the Titans, we had a lot to talk about somehow. And
oh my god, that episode! I'm still editing that episode.
This episode, it just like I watched it last night on my way home from work, and I was just like, I was like half taking notes because I'm like, there's really nothing to discuss. And I always remember this episode of liking the Lily parts, the Lily flashbacks, but even rewatching it, I'm like, they wasted Lily. I'm like, I almost wish she wasn't in this because like,
could we gotten something better out of for her in another episode?
Because this doesn't do anything to like flesh out her character. We never see Yolanda again, so it's not like she's pivotal to the series.
I feel like it's a very monkey's paw wish of an episode. Like, oh god, I really wish we could see Lily outside of like this thing, and then we do get it, and it's like, oh no, well, maybe not, possibly not. This wasn't what I wanted. Like, I enjoy seeing her outside of it. I just wish it was like I just wish it was beefier, I guess.
Not
a little
heftier
of
just had
character,
just played more into her overall story arc. Because if you don't watch this episode, the only thing it really establishes is that like Lily and Logan were broken up, but they established that
and like
in the last
how
episode.
that happened. Yeah, it was like it was a continuation of
but
that,
it's almost
but that's
like
it. Like
they're trying to make it like Lily's crazy and super jealous, so it's like okay that she was like murdered. Like I don't get the point of this.
No, I don't think that was it, because like she kind of says that about Logan. She's like, oh god, I don't want to deal with another party where he's a drunken asshole. Like I don't know. I think it at least served that Logan wasn't great with Lily. Like he was kind of an asshole to her and she knew it, but she was an asshole to him, so like
what I like about Lily is she's very much...
I don't know what I'm trying to say with that.
She will... The moment... Like, she will do whatever she wants to anyone else, and it doesn't matter. But, like, the moment you slight her, even if she's already done that to you, it's that you're dead to her. And I...
Dead.
I appreciate that about Lily.
Oh, yeah. She's definitely salt and burn the earth. Like...
Oh, yeah, she is. Yeah, she really is. Yolanda was salted and burned.
Oh, God. She tried to do that to someone else and then got an ashtray to the face. So if that's it, I guess we can move on to our segments.
Yay, because I have so much to discuss in these segments.
As kind of a side project, I dispense fashion advice.
So in this segment, we like to talk about the fashion of 2005 and what we did like, what we didn't like, and what was kind of there. What you got, Travis?
So I hated Lily's pigtails. I'm just going to throw that out real quick.
Oh, never mind. I'm like trying to step in on you. Come on.
I liked Veronica had this plaid blazer on near the end of the episode with a purple sweater, and it looked really cozy. She always looks good in like blazers.
However, her in the flashback, I think it was the first flashback, her pink sweater and the plaid skirt. That was
I haven't
so
paused
tragic.
on that right this second.
But I guess that was the fashion of 2003, not 2005. So.
But speaking of her flashbacks, I liked her. She had later on in the flashbacks when they're at Yolanda's house, she's wearing like this peppy sweater and like this jean skirt with the pink colored shirt, and I really liked it because that's how I picture like pre-dead Lily Veronica. Like,
oh yeah. Yeah,
because what she was wearing felt very much like what Meg usually wears, and I'm like, did they just grab like What is one of Meg's costumes? Here we go.
I wouldn't be surprised because it did look very, very Meg Manning, very that.
Yeah. Keith was wearing a gray suit with a blue tie, and we don't usually see him in a light gray suit.
No.
And it was a good look. He looked less gutter with it on.
I love his trench. We got his trench
coat. I was gonna say, yeah, and he wore a trench coat, and I'm a sucker. I can't.
So good.
I wish I could wear trench coats. I can't. But trench coats are like the sexiest thing people can wear.
I have this like half trench coat that I could wear, but I'm just so short. A compliment. I'll take it. My favorite though of the episode, fashion wise, is at the end with Veronica with the green hoodie and that black coat.
Oh, I wasn't a fan of that.
Really? That was my favorite one. I thought she looked so good. If I could picture Veronica, like, I don't know, like on a stakeout or something, like I would very much want her in this.
Okay.
I love it.
Cool.
Oh, all right.
Nice story, bro. Any other outfits? Because there's a lot of like blah, like Veronica when she's wearing that black sweater with the white piping when she was talking to like Dimebag and his crew. She first of all did not look professional at all. She looked like she did not work in a fancy hotel.
No, she didn't. No, not at all. It really did. Like, especially compared to the girl behind the desk.
Yeah.
You would think your hospitality hostess would be like the nicest dressed since they're going to be like the face of showing people around. That's all I have. We'll go into...
These are the jokes.
Sorry, I burped. Damn Pepsi. In this segment, we like to talk about our favorite quotes of the episode. Any moments that made us laugh or stood out just because they were great. What you got? What you got?
My favorite,
yes.
Well, pretty much all of Wallace's and Veronica's dialogue. Also, it sucks that Wallace is only in one scene, and I feel like they could have used him more since he knows so much about these characters, like Bone and all that.
Honestly, I thought like when they at the beginning when Wallace is like, you don't know who that is, like I thought that was gonna be a way for like Wallace to work with Veronica on it and like kind of tell her like his history and everything.
But anyway, I like when he's like,
you know who that is?
Should I know who that is?
If you're serious about your cred with the urban demographic.
I am absolutely serious about my cred with the urban demo.
For some reason kills me every time.
I didn't really care for that line.
I don't know. I really why. Like it. I like when, what is it? Keith's like,
he was here Saturday night with his bunch of dudes.
His posse, Dad. The Eagles had a bunch of dudes.
Well, the posse is at the Duke Hotel.
And I had the I'm not scrawny, but we already talked about that.
I'm not scrawny. I'm not.
When Keith is going to the hotel and he's all like dressed up as like the janitor or whatever, she's like,
you stay in the car.
And remember, you watch your back. I mean that medically.
And
Veronica
then
cares about him.
Veronica does care. And then this one, just because it's so disgustingly Logan. And again, Logan's such a great, charming character. I understand why everyone loves him.
Hey, I judge not by the color of the skin, but by the content of their sweater.
Oh God, that was such a... When we were talking about, like, earlier on, just like 20 minutes ago or whatever, about Logan... whether or not he was an asshole before Lilly died. Like, when you're like, well, we saw... That was the line that went through my head where I was like,
Yeah,
that's...
Yeah.
That's
what do you got, Joseph?
Little guy. When Keith comes home and Veronica's cooking, and he's like...
What's cooking?
Not quite sure myself. Something that ends in aroni.
It's such a white trash moment, and I love it.
I love the like random cooking moments that like the two of them have. It's always a fun time when they enter the kitchen together for some reason.
It's also
like,
so true. I've made so many ronies because you just throw whatever you have in the fridge and hope and add some noodles and it's a roni.
Put some seasoning and then just pray to God it turns out all right. Oh, I really, really, really like when it's during the flashback and they introduce Yolanda to the table and Dick's kind of grilling her.
New girl, what's your dad do?
He's one of the Dixie chicks. And yeah, he makes more money than your dad. Was that your real question?
Like, it's just a great way to show, like, Yolanda's not new to this. Like, she's been to a new school before. She knows, like, at these rich schools, all they want to know is how rich you are and how famous your parents are. It was a good one in there.
But okay, so Bone is supposed to be so famous and well known. I guess he's a producer, so you wouldn't know him. I just felt it weird that when Lily and Veronica were walking through their place, they didn't.
I think he always tried to keep like an air of mystery about him, and that's part of his deal. And then
it was just weird. But anyway,
no, it was. I get what you're saying, but I think you also hit the nail on the head with.
You'd think Veronica would be like, "I'm gonna look into this," because Veronica even back then was like a curious chick.
And then one of my, it probably is my favorite, is Lily.
I'm ditching his party this weekend because I don't want him getting all crazy violent every time a boy undresses me with his eyes, which happens all the time. It's not my fault. I can't help it. God made me fabulous.
Like, that is just so peak Lily.
Lily did have really good lines.
She did, and that was probably my favorite of the episode. Okay, let's keep it pushing.
Go Pirates!
So in this section, we like to give out our MVP, our most valuable pirate, and whoever in the episode we thought kind of stood out, did the best in our eyes, just was our favorite of the episode. So who's your MVP? You still don't know? So I guess I'll go. I chose Logan.
Okay.
I thought out of anyone in the episode, he had the biggest emotional punch, and he kind of kickstarted off the kind of the next big mystery for Veronica at the end of the episode with
that's true
his mom. So that's my most valuable pirate is Mr. Logan Eccles. Who you got?
I'm gonna give it to Lilly Kane because she's always a delight.
Okay.
Period.
I mean, I would.
I was gonna give it to
counteract
Weevil
that.
for not having to be in this shit of an episode.
Oh,
but...
you're horrible. You're an ass. You're an asshole.
So I'll give it to Lily because we at least got more Lily, and I enjoyed her mean girl moment where she's like, "Get in the car, bitch. We're going shopping."
Yeah, that was. Caitlin, sit in the back. You can have shotgun.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Veronica always gets shotgun. That's just how it is. Okay.
Well, she is the BFF.
Yeah.
So then we'll go to our final segment.
Pirate points are earned by being a contributing member of the school.
Pirate points are given at the end of every episode. Instead of rating it on a numerical or grading scale, we figure by the end of it, you know, how we felt about it.
Maybe.
We tend to be pretty open about that. So we like to just have fun with it and say however many pirate points, what you'd be able to do with the amount of pirate points we give to the episode. Do you want to go first?
I am going to do something a little unusual this episode.
What?
And
what?
It doesn't earn any pirate points because it was not a contributing member of the school this episode. So
what?
I'm sorry, Lord of the Bling, but
wow.
You don't get any pirate points from Travis.
Wow. Damn. Way harsh,
Mic
Ty.
drop.
Way harsh. Well, I'm going to give it enough pirate points to buy a dime bag.
That's too many pirate points for this episode.
It's 10. It's like $10.
Ugh.
Okay, that's maybe like what, 15 Canadian?
That's still too much for this episode.
I mean, like, pirate points convert to US dollars, fine. I don't know. I really enjoyed the Logan stuff and the Keith Veronica stuff enough.
So here's the thing. If you're a Logan fan, I get it.
I am.
Get it.
Well, if you're a Keith Veronica fan, how'd you not enjoy their stuff? Okay.
Thank you for listening to your podcast, Veronica
Shut up.
Mars.
So that brings us to the end. If you have any questions for us about an upcoming episode or one we've already discussed, any points you want to talk about, you can email us at veronicamarspod@gmail.com, or you can find us on Instagram or Twitter and reach out to us there. We are Veronica Mars Pod there. If you would ever so kindly want to rate and review us on iTunes, just remember it's as simple as and you too could tell us how much you like us. And then if you want to follow me on social media, I am Ojo on Instagram and Twitter. That is OHJEAUX. Where are you at, Travis?
You guys can find me at Travis Truant. That's Travis and then TRUANT. And I'm on Instagram and Twitter.
Alrighty. Well, we'll see you all next week with episode 14, Mars versus Mars. And I hope you are having a better day than Travis was while watching this episode.
Bye.
You tried to save Veronica Mars. We get it. Girl detectives are bitchier than regular detectives. Not into it.